Good day, everyone. Meteorologist Mark Muller here. How's everybody getting along? Coming off a nice weekend here. Let's take a look. Yep, we have Fiona. What's going to steer Fiona here is that the remnants of Typhoon Merbok in the North Pacific targeting Alaska over the past weekend, causing all sorts of problems, going to create a massive East Coast trough. We'll go into the details of all the implications of that and watch this system here out in the main development region of the Atlantic. As we go throughout the rest of the week, look what happens with it. And I can tell you, I'll give you a hint, the Euro is on board with this as well. Look at this massive storm, potentially in the north part of the Caribbean by Wednesday, the 28th. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. Here is Hurricane Fiona. Yeah, Category 2 storm. It's going to bump up to a 3 and then a 4, like I said it was. And it's going to come really close to Bermuda here. Here's St. George's on Bermuda and Hamilton. And look at that. This system is going to continue towards the northeast and eventually towards Nova Scotia and Newfoundland here. So just a really, really bad time of it here. It looks like it's going to stay away from the East Coast, and I'll show you exactly why that is. Oh, take a look at this. This is craziness. Let's get this off the screen here. Take a look at the satellite photo here of Fiona. Yeah, it's becoming, the central dense overcast is consolidating here. This is north of Hispaniola. Thankfully, it's nowhere near land, but look at this. Wow, look at the size of that. This is a monster storm, but it will be pulling north and away from the United States. All right, so while Fiona is up here north of Hispaniola, there is South America. Look what we got for you. This is that region, 20% through day 5. I think this is going to be bumped up quite a bit. This is a rather significant tropical wave at the moment. Watch this as this continues towards the west here. This is Wednesday, Thursday. Look at this. This really starts to take on quite a bit of the way in convection here. Take a look at that. That's pretty significant as it approaches the Lesser Antilles by 5 a.m. Thursday morning, September 22nd. So watch this as we continue in time. Look at how, thankfully, most of this is going to miss Puerto Rico at this point. Saturday, the 24th, Puerto Rico needs a break. So does the Virgin Islands and Hispaniola. If you live in Kingston, Jamaica, this is going to be a rather close storm for you. Stay tuned. If you're in Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, this may potentially clip you or be your storm. Look how it becomes a system with an eye. This is by Monday, next Monday, September 26th. Look at this. Yeah, this is a big deal here. This is going to be, and I'll show you momentarily on the Euro. Look at this. This is blowing up right over the Cayman Islands. This is terrible. This is going to be a massive storm if it verifies. The Euro is blasting this into a massive 945 millibar low last time I checked. And look at this. Yeah, there is no, at this point, right across the Northern Caribbean, September 28th, next Wednesday, there's going to be virtually almost no wind shear, no fronts in the area. And high pressure is going to be steering this, high pressure. And I'll show you momentarily on the Euro. There's high pressure over here. It's going to continue to steer around the subtropical ridge. So where does it go once it reaches right around the Yucatan here? So let's take a look, see what the GFS does with it here. Right on the tip of the Yucatan by Thursday, September 29th. Keep in mind, this is going pretty far out. So the margin of error gets very great here. But look at this massive, wow. That is scary. So, yeah, if you're in the Gulf of Mexico, please stay tuned. I know this is pretty far out, but if the trends remain true here, wow, that's bad. And look how it kind of stalls here. You got the East Coast trough. It doesn't look strong enough to catch it up and get it caught up here. So it kind of stalls out across the Northern Gulf here. Look at this. This is crazy. And then it kind of retrogrades back westward here and becomes a massive rainmaker and moves up through the Mississippi Valley. But look at that. That's October 5th. We have a lot of time to watch the system, but there it is. That is what I wanted to show you there. Let's take a look at the Euro. All right, so the good old Euro, the one we can really trust pretty well. It's the most consistent north of Hispaniola for Fiona by Tuesday morning. So take a look at that. But what you're really interested in, yeah, just like the GFS, it brings this tropical wave a little bit further to the south than the GFS. And Fiona's being steered by that trough developing along the U.S. East Coast. So it becomes a Category 4 by this point. Look at that, 952, 955 millibars. And look what we have ejecting here into the Caribbean. Let's see what the Euro does with this. You know what the GFS just did with it. Look at this. This is by Saturday, September 24th. Take a look at this. This is right just south. There's Jamaica. There's Hispaniola. So thankfully this misses Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and the Virgin Islands on this one as well, the Euro. This continues a little bit further to the south, missing Jamaica for the most part. But look at that. By the Cayman Islands there, it blasts up. 984, 979, 980. Notice the high pressure where it's located at this point. It's coming around the periphery of this high. And look at this. Steering current's really weak up here, although we do have a washing out front here. Watch what happens. It literally just blasts right through this front. 955 millibars. You know what the GFS did? It brought it up towards Louisiana and Texas. It looks like the Euro is bringing it up more easterly. That's rather interesting. And what I think that could be is the Euro is a little bit more potent with the East Coast trough. We'll take a look at the upper air pattern momentarily here, but it's probably having more of a response on the Euro here of what's left of that East Coast trough. And look how it gets pulled up towards Alabama and Florida. So, yeah, if you're in the entire Gulf of Mexico, please stay tuned. Even if you're in the East Coast, please stay tuned. Eastern Pacific, we got a couple areas. Let's spin through this real quick. I'll show you what I've got going on here. So the GFS will take first. Yeah, we got a system up by Cabo San Lucas here. These should be rather weak systems. I'm not expecting any major hurricanes to develop in the Eastern Pacific. The water's been pretty stirred up as of late with all of these systems, so could have a few tropical systems moving up along Acapulco, Puerto Vallarta up here, but you know, at this point, it's going to be mainly big rainmakers. And you see, this is by Tuesday, September 27th. Yeah, we get a system up towards Puerto Vallarta that might be a tropical depression or tropical storm by this point. But look at this. The big story is going to be over there in the Caribbean by this point. Look at that, the 28th. Just a roaring hurricane over there, to say the least. Let's take a look at the Western Pacific. All right, for the first time in a while, the Western Pacific looks pretty clear. Yeah, we had that big Typhoon Merbok, you know, up here that caused all kinds of problems up by Alaska. That's going to really, essentially what that's going to do is create this massive ridge and then that big trough across the eastern part of the United States. So let's take a look, see if we got any more, because typhoons going north, that far north, really affect our weather along the east coast of North America. Yeah, we got this system over here. This is by Sunday, September 25th. Yeah, let's back that up just a few frames. Look at this. This could be a hit north of Manila in the Philippines here. Definitely want to keep an eye on this system. Look how it kind of plows through. Could be a big rainmaker. Doesn't look like it's going to become a super typhoon until it reaches right around, look at this, South China here. This is not looking pretty good. And look how it continues westward here. That could be a landfall blasting right into the south there and then towards Vietnam. Take a look. Another system kind of replaces it here, and that could be, yeah. If that heads towards the northeast, this could really affect our weather in North America. Look at this. This is by October 3rd, October 4th. Look how they head up towards Alaska. When this happens, essentially it pushes the ridge to the north, and I'll show you this on the upper air map of the height anomalies, and then a big trough. Now, I exaggerated it a little bit here in the east, but you get the idea. All right, let's take a look here at the upper air pattern. Let's back this up slightly. So essentially what we have here, we have Fiona. Here is that trough, all this energy associated with what's left of Typhoon Merbok, a big ridge developing, and look at this, a little trough here in the northeast, but watch what happens here. This is the advertised trough that's going to steer Fiona away from North America. Look at this. This is associated with what's left of the energy of Typhoon Merbok in the North Pacific. So, essentially what we have here is this system's going to deflect. There it is. And combine forces, so to speak. So, massive, massive, massive blocking up here in Greenland. And take a look at this. As we continue in time, what's this leave us here for that next storm? There's that next storm roaring out of the Caribbean. Look at this. We have another trough kicking in, but is it going to be too far north here? Well, let's see what the Euro does. It does respond it slightly by bringing it up into the Eastern Gulf. But the big question is, how much of this trough extends to the southeast here? Will it be enough to draw it this direction, this direction, this direction, or like the GFS? And I'll show you here on the GFS. Let's take a look. All right, so take a look at this. Here is the GFS, and we go in time here. There it is, just like the Euro. Massive trough here, kicking Fiona out of the picture. A Bermuda and Southeast Canada threat. And look at this. Here comes roaring next system here. And here's that big trough. This is Monday, September 26th. So this is your last week of September here. The GFS is quicker with that trough. Look at that. This is completely different. This is a massive ridge of high pressure. This is why the GFS brings it more into the western and central Gulf. Look at that. And then there's like a retrograde here, back westward, and then another trough kicks in with another ridge. But will this trough be quick, or will this trough be slower and be enough to draw this next system up? Well, let's see. It doesn't. You see the timing on that? So this is going to be interesting. If you're in the Gulf, definitely stay tuned. All right, so taking a look here, we're going to start off with the mesoscale features here. Take a look at the northeast here. So yeah, we got this big old blob moving to the east. Beneficial rains Monday night and early Tuesday for New England. But look at this. We're starting to set up a nicer pattern initially here before things go down the hill and the bottom drops out across the east for temperatures. But look at this. Yeah, we have a little complex of storms. This is 12 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, a weakening mesoscale convective system here. Take a look at that. So yeah, not too much to talk about. We might have some scattered showers here into parts of New England, but for the most part, here it is, central and southern Florida, and over here by the coastline of Texas. But you know, for the most part, we're not looking too bad here across the east. Look at this. Very not so much inclement weather. We do have a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms across eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania that we'll have to potentially watch out for. And look at that, towards Erie, Pennsylvania. This is by 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning, the 21st, this Wednesday. And look at that. That kind of fizzles and dies out. So we're hopefully going to salvage another nice day here for much of the Northeast, except, look at here, into northern New England. So let's continue here on the NAM 3 kilometer. So I wanted to show you here the NAM 3 kilometer, what we could be contending with here across the Northeast. This could be the start of something up here, up by just east of the UP of Michigan, up here in Ontario. Watch this line as we go in time here. This is Wednesday at 9 a.m. So watch this. This gets a little crazy. This is that next frontal push. This is associated with the energy of what's left with Typhoon Merbok in the North Pacific. So yeah, we could have some stronger thunderstorms push through. This is 5 p.m. on Wednesday. So yeah, if you're across northern New York, northern upstate New York, the Finger Lakes, Syracuse area, these could get a little frisky here as they move to these, but thankfully they'll be moving into more stable air in the Catskills, Poconos, and Hudson Valley up towards the White Mountains. We have another push here of showers and thunderstorms towards 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Look at that. Yeah, so there's some energy to work with here with this front. So yeah, it might be stable here in New England, but things are going to get rather stormy here. This is 10 p.m. Wednesday evening, and this is going to be the push of that coldest air so far we've seen this season. So taking a look at precipitation totals here, here is the latest Euro. So yeah, across the Northeast, some of this is with that system Monday night and Tuesday. But look at this. We'll get another surge of moisture here in New York and Pennsylvania with that. At this time of year, I'm calling it kind of an Arctic front. So yeah, and look at that. By next Monday and Tuesday, another front moves through. But let's take a look. We'll take a look at the Northeast here regionally. Let's see here. Here we go. So there it is. You can see Thursday, we get another quarter inch on average, half, 3/4 of an inch. And some of these locations could get upwards of an additional inch. So more rainfall for drought-stricken areas. And take a look, Derek Rentschler from Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, Derek, I missed these back on July 28th of this year. I don't know how I missed them. I think I was traveling at the time. But take a look at this beautiful cumulonimbus clouds off in the background. Look at how they're billowing up here. These are very nice captures, Derek. It looks like they're like later in the day as well. So you got the sun coming down on a lower horizon. Very beautiful. Nice captures there, Derek. All right, so let's take a look at this wild ride of temperatures. There's the start of some colder air around the edges here. Look at this massive heat here in the central part of the U.S. Hundreds there into Kansas. This is for your Saturday or Tuesday, September 20th here. Take a look at that into the 21st. Look how the heat's boiling towards the northeast here, but look at this massive trough. This is going to pinwheel to the east. This is what's going to steer Fiona away from North America. Look at how powerful this is. You won't be seeing highs out of the upper 50s, low 60s in Buffalo, New York, Erie, Pennsylvania. Look at this. Reinforcing shot of cold air. Look at that, 50s. All kinds of 50s and 60s for the northeast. Will it rebound a little bit? Well, let's take a look here. Yeah, it does a little bit. You'd be in the mid to upper 60s. That's not too bad for this time of year. Saturday, September 24th. But look at this. The heat is coming back and building across the plains a little bit. But look at this. Around the edges, we are in the 60s. Extended outlook for my hometown viewers. Binghamton to Scranton's Upper Susquehanna River Valley, Tuesday through Saturday. Take a look at this. Tuesday is your only really nice day, 76 degrees. Get out there and enjoy it if you have the day off, or if you don't, too. Showers and thunderstorms likely, especially after 2 p.m. Wednesday. That front, that big old front associated with the remnants of Merbok, Typhoon Merbok. Look at that, 83, but enjoy it, because look at this. Thursday, that next cold front moved through 65, showers and possibly a thunderstorm, another quarter-inch likely, but look at that. Friday, we struggle to get to the low to mid-50s, 54, and look at that. By Saturday morning, 34 degrees, might see some frost in some spots. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern and Hurricane Eastern. Don't forget Facebook, social media, MediaMark, also Weather Northeastern, also Hurricane Northeastern, also Susquehanna Weather, also MediaMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com, Twitter @WeatherEastern. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell button if you haven't already. Question or comment down below. Let's keep the weather conversation going. Thanks for joining me.